Hey guys, how's everyone doing today? It's Ryan and Eric from Tower Reviews, and today we're back with yet again another HDMI tutorial. But as you can see, we just recently purchased some MacBook Pros, so we are going to be doing it with Macs. It's a relatively simple process, but we're just going to go through it for maybe people who aren't as tech savvy, and also just do a couple more settings that maybe some people haven't explored. They just plugged it in automatically and didn't really change anything.
Also, with this video, we're going to be giving you I'm not going to talk a lot in this video because I just got over a sickness and my voice is not very good, but we're going to give you a few links on where to get some cheap adapters so you don't get burned by Apple, because they can always really jack up the prices on their adapters.
Alright, so what you're going to need for this video is obviously a Mac with, in this case, a Thunderbolt or mini display port. Obviously, the Retina MacBook Pros already have HDMI ports, so you're not going to need this, but you're also going to need Mac, computer, an adapter, mini display port to HDMI, and then HDMI cord obviously, and an HD TV, which we have up here, 26-inch Dynex, and that's about it.
Alright guys, so basically the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the male end of your Thunderbolt to HDMI adapter, seen right here. And then you're going to go ahead and plug that straight into the left side of your MacBook. Make sure you got it in there nice and snug, and then you have your HDMI all ready to go to hook up to your HD TV. So you're just going to take the standard HDMI connector. You can get it from any store, Best Buy, Circuit City, if you're like 10 years in the past. But you just make sure you plug that in. So you got a good connection. You're going to see your MacBook do a little dance.
Alright, so as you can see, it automatically transferred over. Not much struggle there, but now we're just going to show you some other settings that you can go through. It's pretty simple. Anyone that's savvy with computers would know this, but we're just going to show you what you can do. As it is now, it's the extended desktop version where you can drag programs up onto the larger screen. That's what's standard. So I'm just going to open Google Chrome. And you can simply drag the window. Right now it's set to go through the right, so
you can obviously change that in the settings.
Alright guys, so here I am on the desktop of my Mac, and I'm just going to go into System Preferences down here at the bottom, this icon here. Go into under Hardware Displays, and what you get here is your settings for the primary display, and then up here you get another window that automatically opens for the secondary display. So right off the bat, it sets up for best for built-in display, which is obviously what you would want. So it's the highest resolution. If you go down here, you get a pretty crappy picture that I don't really know why you would ever do this unless you just wanted to see something a little bit enlarged. So I'm going to revert back. And that's about it for these options here. You also got brightness, which you can do with the buttons on the Mac. And then down at the bottom, we got some mirroring, AirPlay mirroring options. So that doesn't have anything really to do with the HDMI to TV setup. So over here you have arrangement, which is pretty useful. If it depends on where your secondary display is in location to your primary display, because it needs to know the direction or which side the mouse needs to come out of on the primary and where it needs to come out of on the secondary. So you can move it to whichever location suits your setup. In my case, the secondary is on top of the primary, so works pretty nicely right there, as you can see. Alright, so you also have an option down here to mirror the displays, which is probably a pretty popular function, as this is how you would set up your laptop as a desktop with a monitor. So you could plug in a Bluetooth or even wired keyboard and mouse, and you would see everything you would normally see on your MacBook up on the monitor. So I'm going to turn mirroring off, and that's about all the options for this page. And then you have some color options, which I am not really going to get into because most people aren't going to screw with that. They just want it to look the same as their primary display. So now I'm going to move up to the settings on the secondary screen. I'm going to go to the resolution for best for this display, or what it thinks is the best. So it sets it at 1360 by 768. But what I found is that this isn't really the best, because I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it doesn't. There's a green line down at the bottom when I have it on this resolution. So I guess there's a row of pixels down there or something that doesn't work. So what I found works is to go to whatever your highest resolution on your TV is. So in my case, it's 720p. And that makes the green line disappear, and it's a pretty good picture. Alright, so 720p is the best resolution for this TV. If I go to 1080p, you will see that it is smaller, but the resolution on the TV can't really support it, so the image is sort of grainy and hard to read at that size. If you have a 1080p TV, by all means put it on that setting, because it'll most likely look the best and fit more applications into that TV. So down here you have rotation, which is pretty self-explanatory. You can change the rotation to, let's say, 270, which will make it go to the side, and so on. I'm not going to go to every single rotation because it's pretty much the same thing. It just goes upside down into both sides, which is a useful feature if you are having multiple TVs and you want to make them a one widescreen TV. If you had them all in landscape, it would obviously be way too wide, but if you put them up in portrait, you'll have one large widescreen display. So down here, I'm just going to change it back to 720p real fast. Down here you have the underscan, which, as you can see, just smushes the picture together a little bit more. Not really sure the point of that, but if your TV maybe doesn't fit the screen perfectly, you can try that to make the edges come together and fit the TV better. And you also have the option to gather windows, which brings the window that was down on the primary screen back up. And that's about all the options you have, so I hope this video helped you get a better perspective on how to change the settings when you plug in your HD TV to your Mac. Thanks for watching.